Especially early on, we really wanted to kind of push the widescreen Hollywood, movie kind of feel and have, big earth-shattering events. And, once these guys go into battle, we wanted to really rock the house. At the time, this was the largest scale fight scene that we'd ever attempted. We were actually really, really nervous about it because some of the things that we called for on the storyboard, I mean, when you see the army of the dead come rising up, and it's literally an army. I mean, it's, hundreds of zombie warriors. Every single one of those zombie warriors has to be drawn by hand. And so we were very, very nervous that the show would just fall apart animation-wise. We looked at the board and went, wow, this is going to be great, but can they animate all this? And so we all breathed a huge sigh of relief when the show came back, and they literally pulled it off. They didn't skimp on anything. I mean, they probably used the computer to double the size of the army or quadruple the size of the army. But there's a whole lot of pencil mileage going on in that big action set piece.
You didn't tell me you had a daughter.
There's a character in the comics who was a Wonder Woman villain named Ares, who was a Greek god of war. And he didn't really quite fit the bill for this story, the way the story was structured. We really needed somebody who was a little bit more of a traditional satanic figure. We instead chose the Greek version of Satan, who was Hades. There's some interesting twist that we did with his character. When you first see him, he comes walking out of the flames and he looks really, mean and scary, and he's got that nasty helmet on, and then he takes the helmet off and wow, he's kind of good looking. And, then his true nature is revealed later on. So I thought that was an interesting twist.
Not a day has passed that I haven't longed to feel the sweet touch of living flesh again.
We'd worked with John before, and he's a great guy and obviously a terrific actor. And he'd just come back from New Zealand from shooting the Lord of the Rings movies. And he had an opening in his schedule and was happy to come in and work with us. He really brought a real nasty edge to this character. It's interesting because he normally plays good guys in movies, from the Indiana Jones movies and the Lord of the Rings movies.
Bow to me, mortals!
So he really got to, really twirl his mustache a lot in this one and, pretty much hit it out of the park.